dash cam.
I want to welcome everybody to the dash cam with Derrick. We're not going to a fast food restaurant this time. We got to go and find a magnolia tree. They're not my favorite trees. I understand that it is our state tree, but it's just not my favorite. But it has something to do with our lesson today, and so we're going to actually go and find a magnolia tree. But we'll get to that in a minute. Which one of you are you in this story? You're in a church fellowship meal. You just got through eating some church's chicken or some pies or a casserole, and you're just sitting around, you're hanging out with everybody, and it's getting towards the end of the fellowship meal. Which one are you? Are you the one that just gets up and leaves? Or are you the one that sits there and just keeps talking and with your friends, with your family, or maybe some visitors that are there? Or are you the one that's like, you know what, it's time to clean up. It's time to get the stuff off the table. It's time to get the dishes cleaned up. You're just one of the three. Which one are you? And so I have to ask this question because I don't know which one you are, and I'm not 100% sure that I can tell you which one is right. Is it the one that just sits there with the friends and with families and with visitors and continue that fellowship? Is the one that has to leave? Maybe they've got to get home, take care of some stuff. Or is it the one that's it's time to clean up? See, for the one that's cleaning, they're sitting there going, probably looking at the one just sitting there going, why don't that individual just get up and help? Can they not tell it's time to go? I'm trying to get the table cleaned up on that. While the other one that's sitting is saying, look, why don't they sit down and converse a little bit longer? Fellowship a little bit longer. Why are they always in a rush to get up? And then the other one is the family that leaves, and they're sitting there going, why don't they just get home and spend time with family? Or, hey, there's an emergency that I just got to get to, and I'll help next time. Well, we find this story in Luke chapter 10. And so what I want to do, I'm going to kind of pull over to the side here because I want to read this story to you first. And then I'm going to pick a flower from the magnolia tree and kind of just talk to you about it. So, in Luke chapter 10, I want you to listen to this story. Now, as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she went up to him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me. But the Lord answered her, Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion which will not be taken away from her. Guys, I had to stop the video because as I was driving, I was distracted by something, and y'all need to see it. Caleb's hair. That's y'all's youth minister. I found a magnolia tree, and I have found a beautiful magnolia. So Christ went to Martha's house. Martha is in the kitchen and she is working. And she's preparing the meal. She's just doing all the work. And then you have Mary, you have her sister, and she's just sitting there with Christ. Martha has a big problem with this. So much so Martha, addresses Christ about this. And basically, will you tell her to get to work? I need help. Leslie and I have this, not agreement, but it's just something that we do in the kitchen is when it comes to dishes, I'm the one that likes to fill the dishwasher up and clean the countertops, and she empties the dishwasher. If I cook, she normally cleans. If she cooks, I normally clean. If we both cook together, we both clean. But not in this story. Mary's like, look, I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting right here with Christ, and Martha's like, I'm trying to work and prepare for a meal for Christ. What's the message in this story? What is it that drew Christ to Mary and not so much to Martha working and preparing that meal? I think it has a lot to do with this magnolia. I have never smelt a magnolia before until the other day. John Ross Comer, I was over there visiting with him, and it was actually from his tree that I got this magnolia. And I was just telling him it's just not one of my favorite trees. And he said, "Have you ever smelled of a magnolia?" I said, "I have not." And of course, he was just like, "What?" So I went and smelled it, and it's absolutely beautiful, wonderful smell. And so I've actually made a few people. I made Nash and Keller smell a magnolia the other day, and I think this is the message that Christ is saying in this story. Stop and smell the magnolias. Now, normally it's stop and smell the roses. I get it, but for this illustration, just stop and smell a magnolia. We get so busy in our life that we forget to just stop and enjoy what is in front of you. And you think about during this time that we're going through right now with the COVID-19 and stuff like that, it's almost like Christ is saying, look, use this time, enjoy it. Stop. Mary is just wanting to listen to the words of Christ. Not that what Martha was doing was wrong. The working part was not wrong. The issue was that she just wouldn't stop and smell the roses. She wouldn't stop and smell the magnolias. And so when you think about in John chapter 6, he says that the words that I tell you are spirit and life. They're important. It gives us life. It's the spirit within us. It's encouraging. It's uplifting. And if we get so caught up into this world, we get so caught up into our work and everything else, then there won't be life in us. There won't be that spirit in us. We'll be dead, spiritually dead. And I think Christ is wanting to tell Martha, look, sometimes you just need to stop what you're doing and listen. And that's what Mary is doing. And so I just want to encourage you in this dash cam with Derrick, just stop and smell the magnolias. Christ's word has spirit and it has life. So enjoy it.
Dash cam.